Hey guys, so we finally got to know that Apex Mobile is coming on 17th May 2022. But do you know, this announcement was first officially made by Game Loop on their Discord server 4 to 5 hours before the Apex Mobile official Twitter announcement. And this clearly shows that Game Loop has been working on their emulator support for the game. However, in the previous betas, we saw that the emulators was not allowed in the game, which I thought was a good thing, and Respawn will keep emulators away from the game. But recently, after seeing this footage on the Apex Mobile official Twitter handle, I think that Respawn will start providing the emulator support, which could be a little bad. Now some people might say,
what's problem in that? If people are enjoying games on emulator, let them play.
but even though people claim to play on emulator just for fun, they have some certain advantages over the mobile players, like bigger screens which make spotting enemies way easier, keyboard and mouse help to get movement and aim more precise, which will make a very unfair competition in the game. Now you might say,
what if they create separate lobbies just like they have in PUBG M?
now even if they'll have separate lobbies, there will still be some problems. Like separating lobbies between devices will increase the matchmaking time, and we all know that the security on emulators are too weak to prevent cheating in the game. People can easily bypass the emulator detection system and get matched with the mobile players, which will be again very unfair. So now you may ask,
then what should they do?
look, people play on emulators just because they have a good PC but a weak mobile device. And removing emulator support will directly lead the player to either move to the other game or switch back to their previous game, which will lead to a drop in player base which no gaming company will want. So instead, they can optimize the game for low-end devices and no one has to use the emulators. Now coming to the second part of this video, now we all know that Apex Mobile soft launch had support for iOS, and people like me was enjoying the smooth gameplay on their phones and iPads, which is very awesome. But we saw people questioning about iPads having unfair advantage of a bigger screen, which is partially true. But hey, Apex Mobile is all about having fun. And after all, every video game is meant to provide us fun, and everything comes down to the fact that how comfortable we are with any of these devices until it's a touchscreen device. Both devices take skill, and there are still gamers who have a huge name in other games and play on iPad like Athena Gaming or iFerg, who still plays on iPad and people love their game. Now before proceeding further, let me tell you that my intention is not to drive hate on anyone, and everything here is fine. But my concern is, I saw people organizing scrims or tournaments involving cash prizes, and many people who were performing well were the iPad players for the obvious unfair advantage they have. Now I don't have any issues with these kind of private tournaments or scrims, because these events definitely increase the hype for competitive scenario in Apex Mobile. But seeing big names like iFerg, Sono, etc. playing competitive games on iPad, people might start either shifting to iPads or get a new iPad rather than a gaming phone, and that will be harmful for the future of Apex Mobile competitive scene, which I will explain in a moment. Now seeing the amount of people playing these scrims on iPad and not talking about it, I wonder what if devs allow iPads to participate in the future tournaments such as ALGS, like they did for PC version, where all the console and PC players can play ALGS together. And we see both PC players complaining about the controller's overpowered aim assist and console players complaining about illegal mouse and key movements like tap strafe and recent Neo strafes. Now if you guys are planning to enter the Apex competitive area, this might sound scary to you, right? Now let me tell you, the chances of happening this in future is very little due to two main reasons. First, in PC or console competitive, every player have their own benefit. Meaning, if you are on a PC, you will obviously have good movement, and if you are on a controller, you will have a good aim assist, which balances out the entire thing. But having iPad players against mobile players is clearly a disadvantage for mobile players. So they might organize iPads only tournament in which players are allowed to play with their iPads. Now second, if they allow iPad players in ALGS like event, the majority of players will indeed use their iPads, and big tournaments like ALGS requires big sponsors, and big companies like Asus, Red Magic, Oppo, etc. will never sponsor any event which involves iPad. So this was it for the video guys, I hope you liked it. Now don't forget to mention what device you play on and your opinion about this whole thing in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, peace.